What's up, guys? Sam here with an iupdate special report. I've been in the jungles for weeks and Slickwraps thought I wouldn't find them, but I'm here now, aren't I? Alright, so I've been looking into this company for a couple days now. I've been doing some research and holy cow, guys, I didn't think it was this bad. Instagram botting, tons of customers not getting their orders, social media dead except for promotion. I don't know exactly, well, I think I figured out what's going on here, but we'll talk about that a little bit later in the video. Moral of the story, don't buy Slickwraps. We're about to explore the world of iPhone skins, something that I didn't know could actually have controversy. Maisie, I'm recording an intro, dude. Are you serious? My dog, she's gonna be under investigation next. Let's just go ahead and jump in. Drop a like if you're excited, hit subscribe for more. This is the story of Slickwraps deception. The world of iPhone skins is a really interesting spot, and I've been fascinated by this space for a few years now. You've got essentially 4 companies that run things: Skinit, Dbrand, Slickwraps, and Colorware. They got into the skin game somewhat recently. So you can buy these little stickers for your phone, or your Mac, or your keyboard, or maybe even your dog, because they're that desperate. And they're just stickers that go on the back of your phone. They make it look cool, they add some customization to it, and they're fun, right? Like, you've got the phone, it's like, oh, let me make it look a little bit different. It's cool, like protects sort of against scratches, but that's about it. So that's the space right there. That's all you need to know about the space. Now, of these 4 companies, 3 seem to be really good: Dbrand, Skinit, and Colorware. They all do a good job. People seem to be really happy. When you read their feeds, it's like, oh, hey, I got my stuff, thank you, I got what I paid for, you guys rock, and then your phone looks cooler. But for Slickwraps, that's not the case. And this has sort of been building for years, that their quality hasn't been very good and the shipping times have been slipping more and more and more.
I'm here to address some issues that we recently had with their website.
This all builds up to sometime around February 20th when they get hacked. But it's not the kind of hack that we're used to. Somebody hacked into the point where they sent an email to all Slickwraps customers and told them that the hacker told them they had been hacked, which is kind of actually cool. I don't condone hacking in any way. I'm just saying, like, that's kind of a baller move to pull right there. So they were already under heat for this. And this is where everything starts to go real south. Like, which is ironic because it's the same day that, like, the stock market crashed significantly. So I'm not saying there's an Illuminati. I mean, well, I didn't do the triangle, you did the triangle. This was so concerning that the CEO, Jonathan Endicott, actually posted on the Slickwraps Twitter a short video sort of describing how they felt about the situation.
We understand that we've lost your trust in our website. You lost our trust. We lost your trust in our brand. And we're going to regain that back. We've already started development on a new website and customizer. In fact, we started it over a year ago. Moving forward, our priority will be security. Our priority would be regaining your trust and your faith in our brand.
This is posted in the middle of February. It's been March, April, May, and holy cow, we're looking about 4 months in. So what exactly has changed? The commitment to customers, is it back? No. In fact, it's progressively gotten worse. Why would this be, though? Because the virus was ramping up. You know, a lot of people haven't been going out spending as much money. The economy is sort of always in flux. Well, that's because they've got a great deal that even I would have a hard time passing up. It's 60% off today. What? And it ends in just a few hours. Now, you've seen this tactic before. It's not 60% off for the next 6 hours. In fact, I could watch that go down, and I could make it my full-time job to monitor that countdown. I've seen lots of places do this. It's just to make you feel like you gotta buy before it goes up. There's so many companies that do that. I don't even really have that much of a problem with this, although it's just more annoying than anything else. I have a problem that this is clearly drawing eyes to the point where they can't keep up with things. Because if you even go back to 2019, before there was any mention of a virus, because like you can cut any company a little bit of slack for that because it's hard for us, it's gotta be hard for them. Customers were having issues getting their orders then. And oh my gosh, since March essentially started after this data breach, I think they may have spent all their money.
Our priority would be regaining your trust.
And if you do eventually, if you are blessed enough to get your Slickwraps order eventually, it doesn't come for weeks to months, although they say everything's gonna ship within like 5 to 10 days. Oh, maybe if it's international or custom, we'll go maybe 15 or 20 at the very latest. No, people are waiting months. People buying their orders in March, not getting them till May. People ordering on April 20th, still no sign of their Slickwraps order. But that's okay, right? Because Slickwraps doesn't charge you until it ships out. Like, Apple, like when you buy the new iPhone, you don't get charged until it's shipping to you. No, they charge you immediately. Now, before moving on, let's say that you or I ordered something from Slickwraps and we wanted to contact the company. Most people have an iSupport page, phone number, email address clearly listed, but you can't really find any of that. They have a site where you can submit tickets, but nobody really hears back from them anywhere. Let's just try some of their phone numbers on record. So let's go to Slickwraps contact, and first, auto suggestions or contact and phone number. Let's start off at just the contact area right here. Looks like there's a lot of press stuff. Oh, they've got a media contact. Let's just go ahead and give that a call real quick.
Welcome to Verizon Wireless. Your call cannot be completed as dialed. Please check the number and dial again. Announcement for Welcome to Verizon Wireless. Your call cannot be completed.
Okay. Well, that's a little weird for a media contact. I mean, that seems like it could be a little bit important, especially when nobody's hearing from Slickwraps. All right, let me head over to the BBB site, which is the Better Business Bureau, and see if I can find a phone number there. Oh, sweet. Right on Google they got a phone number, so let's just go ahead and give this one a call real quick.
Did not complete your call. Please try again.
Let's give it one more go. Maybe it was my phone. We gotta give them the benefit of the doubt.
Not complete your call. Please try again.
Okay, I was obviously being facetious. Like, I knew that they weren't going to pick up on either line. But both the Better Business Bureau phone number, I feel like there has to be a penalty for, like, not having a proper business, like, don't you have to have a phone number as a business? I don't know. I don't make the rules, I just follow them. But even the media line is disconnected. What's going on here? It sounds like this is some sort of a ghost ship. What I can't understand about all of this is if you're Slickwraps and you're struggling, why are you still accepting orders? Why are you still running a 60% off sale? And why are you, well, no, they're not posting on social media. Oh, yeah, they did. They actually came back just yesterday. So after nearly 2 months of not saying anything, what happens next? They come back, they say we're sorry, right? They give everybody a refund. They say we've been struggling due to the virus, or because we're out of money, or because we're lazy, or because we are just really tired or anxious. I don't know what the problem is. We don't know because they haven't told us. It could be anything, honestly. So they came back and fixed everything, though. No, in fact, they actually just returned 2 days ago to social media in a triumphant manner. They were too scared to go to Twitter because they knew they couldn't hide the comments there, and they knew Facebook would be kind of a middle ground. But on both Instagram and on the FB, with Grandma, just so she can buy you your skin for your birthday, they're back. Retro vibes, baby. Because if that's something that I want right now, it's the nostalgia from what this company has done, because they didn't used to be this way. Here's a fun fact. I worked with them back in the day on a video. Not sponsored, but I was like, hey, can you send me free skin? I make video for you? They were like, yeah. And we did, and the skin was good. That was 4 years ago, and I don't know what happened. I'm just glad I'm not somebody who's been promoting this brand recently.
Our priority would be regaining your trust and your faith in our brand.
On Facebook, though, I'm genuinely impressed you can see comments, because on Instagram, they were not having any comments there, because the most recent post was March 28th, wrap it up, 2,600 views, relatively low to me for an account with 340,000 followers, but they posted just 12 hours ago, 1,006 likes on Seeing is Believing, but there are no comments here, which is weird. They allow comments on other platforms, but they could turn them off here, it appears. So let's go ahead and tap on the like section. Let's see who's liking this post. Probably a lot of people like you and me. This is a game I like to play called How Many Bots Does This Account Actually Have? Because I know you can go to a website, but it's more fun to actually try to do it in person. So I'm gonna scoot over here so I can put the screenshot over here. Let's try this account right here. Oh, Stephen Carter. Doesn't exactly look like a Steven to me. Not that means anything, but we'll move on. So 2 photos 12 hours ago. Oh, cool. Also 2 photos 21 hours ago. Same resolution. Richard Green. Pasivbida. Cool. So far we're on a streak here. These are all very real people that I've met. I'm just going to guess. No, that person's real. Keep going here. I'm going to scroll down a lot and just see what I can find. All right, Daniel Scott. This man looks like he knows what he's doing. Oh, yeah. 12 hours ago. Okay. Some of these people are real. I mean, this is all unscripted, by the way. I did check earlier before I recorded this bit to see if it was real. But, like, I mean, there's just some weird stuff going on. Lots of people that are private. To be fair, my personal account is private. Anytime somebody has got a name like this, though, they're not real. Although I'm sure this gentleman is an aspiring photographer. And, you know, Jason Phillips likes to swing, because don't we all? But you're going to see so many of these likes are fake, which is honestly really sad because your account's got 340K followers, all right? I've got under 1,000 on my personal iupdate Instagram. Smash the follow there if you guys want to show me some love. If you guys can't even pull 1,000 real likes off of a page with 344,000 followers, I'm going to take a guess and say that your social media presence has been built by bots. This isn't new, though. They've been accused of doing this for years. Whenever anybody says anything negative about them, they've got bot accounts that reply about how great Slickwraps is.
And I want to say to you, people who are watching this, that we're nothing without you.
You know what? I forgot. Slickwraps on social media actually does reach out. So if you can't get a response on email, just try to tweet them. You just have to have very specific criteria. You have to have an issue buying something from their site. Then they jump on it right away. This is just from yesterday or 2 days ago on Facebook. You know, they post this thing within minutes. They help this person fix an order. Jose needs to get that retro vibe iPhone skin. And in May on Twitter, again, everyone else, nothing. You got a problem with an order, though. You can't buy. You can't give them your fat stack of cash. Hey, they'll be right on it in seconds.
We're nothing without you.
And this happens to the point where if you actually search up Slickwraps Trustpilot, this is what got me, where I was like, this is actually out of control. Let's see, they're 2.8 rating. Hold on, what is this message? Our customized software have discovered a number of fake reviews on this domain. Aw, that's really cute. Trustpilot saw you guys were botting your own Trustpilot score. Because here's what's, I don't even need to read anymore.
Yeah, they were making fake reviews on Trustpilot.
We lost your trust in our brand. And we're going to regain that back.
Because rather than fixing their actual systemic problem at the company, why not just deceive more people and make a couple extra bucks? Guys, this is going unchecked. And people are still buying. Every single day people are tweeting at them, commenting on Instagram. There is a Stan account on Instagram called Slickwraps Steal Globally, where the person just posts 1-star reviews from Trustpilot because there is that much content. I didn't think that in 2020 content creation could just be posting reviews. This is out of control, and somebody has to put them in check, which is why I got out my magnifying glass, I put on my hat, and I said, this is ridiculous.
From all of our employees and from myself, from Slickwraps, we thank you.
So if you've been a Slickwraps customer and you've been affected, what can you do? Well, they're not exactly replying to you, so you can't really get in contact with them because they don't really care. I mean, they're doing this because they just want to make a couple bucks. What you can do is, at least if you're in the United States, I'm not sure how it works abroad, you can sue them in small claims court. I believe if they ship to your jurisdiction and they're technically doing business in your state, then I believe you can just sue them at your local courthouse. I'm not sure how that works amid the virus situation that we still have going on, but you can sue them in small claims court. If you paid and they charged your card and they promised it would be there in a certain amount of time and it's not, and then they're not replying to you following up, I'm not going to say that that is against the law because I don't know if I can assert that, but I can tell you that I don't think that sounds right. I don't think that sounds right at all.
The saddest part is that I've only showed you guys a few snippets, but I mean, just go to their Twitter mentions and just scroll. Scroll. I mean, you'll just keep going. Go to their Trustpilot. Go to their BBB page, Better Business Bureau. I mean, they're not accredited. They have like an F rating on there, I think. It really is quite disastrous. And they've stopped replying entirely to customers. They used to do it in the past, and there's nobody. There's no reply. I'm questioning, is even Jonathan still with the company? Is there a CEO? Who knows? Maybe he's collecting unemployment like a lot of other people right now. I honestly don't know. So I'm hanging up my stuff until next time. If you're a company deceiving people, you better watch out because one day it's Slickwraps, and next up, you might be under a special iupdate investigation. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this. Don't buy from this company, please. You're gonna just end up really sad, dazed, and probably a bit confused and angry. I've been Sam. I'll see all of you in the next video.